two ways to model the multi-view drawing shown in 1.2.3 on Fusion 360. So first thing you notice is you got 2 inches high, 2 inches high. All right, and since this whole thing is 6 inches in total height, this piece would obviously be 2 inches as well. As far as the top goes, you have a 2-inch step, a 2-inch step, and since the entire thing is 10 inches, that means 10 minus 2 minus 2, this would be a 4-inch step. This piece right here gives you a diameter of 3 inches, and we know that it is centered 2.71 inches from the bottom and 2.7 inches from the right side. And everything else is pretty much given to us. This 6 right here represents that it has a 6-inch depth, so we'll be using that as well for our first figure. So I'm going to just make this a little bit smaller now, and you should have this worksheet. And then what I did here was I also highlighted the different levels that we're going to do in the first thing. We're going to make 3 different levels. We're making this from the bottom up, and then I'll show you just from a front view. So as we always start, we're going to open our data panel, and once we do that, we're going to go into my coal mine engineering design. I'm going to double click that. I'm going to make a new folder. My new folder is going to be 1.2.3. All right, and this is a multi-view. Once you make your 1.2.3 folder, you're going to double click on it. You could minimize that. Always minimize, makes it a lot better. And then I'm just going to go up and File, Save. I'm going to give my thing a title. I'm going to call it 1.2.3 multi-view, and then my last name. All right. And the reason I call 1.2.3 twice is just in case it gets put in the wrong thing. It's always going to be there. All right, so now we're all set up. We're ready to go. I'm going to break this from the bottom up, so I'm going to first start with my sketch. I'm going to sketch from the top, and I want to sketch the bottom layer. I'm going to want to sketch this blue layer right here. We don't need the 2-inch height yet, but we do need is we need to know that it is 10 by 6. So I'm going to click on the top. I'm going to hit a rectangle. I'm going to center it on the origin, and I'm going to make it 6 for my depth and 10 across. Okay, notice my rectangle is very large here, so I'm just going to pinch my fingers to zoom out, and I get my 6 by 10. This is my first layer. I hit Finish Sketch, and I'm going to hit the Home button, and I got my figure. As you can see here, it is going to be 2 inches high, so I'm going to hit the Extrude button in the top left. I'm going to click on this figure right here, because that's what I'm extruding, and I hit the number 2. So I'm extruding it 2 units up. So I got my first step. Now here's the key to doing this problem. You are going to need to sketch a second layer, this layer right here, but when I sketch it, I'm going to sketch it on top of my first layer. So notice this plane lights up a different color, and now I'm using that plane. Now looking at this, I can see the piece goes over this far, so it's going to be 10 minus 2 is going to be 8, and the depth is still 6. So I just start my rectangle, start in the back corner. I'm going to still be 6 units high, tab, and then what I'm going to do is my distance across is going to be 8. And now I have a rectangle, 6 by 8. I'm going to hit Finish Sketch, all right, and now watch what happens. I can light up either side. Now this is the side that is going to be raised, and it's going to be raised too, so I hit Extrude. I do not hit the first one, I hit the second one, the one on the right, and I'm going to extrude that 2 inches. And it's going to raise it up just like a set of stairs. And notice it's one complete solid, it's not solids on top of each other. So now we're going to finish this last piece right here. We're going to go Sketch, hit the top view. All right, I'm going to slide that over. This top view right here is 10 minus 4, which is 6. So it's going to be a 6 by 6 square. So I can go here, I can hit 6, tab 6. Tab just switches from one place to another. And now I got my square. I'm going to finish my sketch. And as you can see, I can highlight the one here or the one over here. Highlight, highlight. I'm going to extrude this piece right here. Let me extrude it. This is 2, 2, and the whole thing is 6. 6 minus 2 minus 2, as we said before. We're going to extrude it up 2. And go here, hit the 2, and I got my figure. Now we have everything here except for this circle. And with the circle, what we have to do is we have to use a cutout tool. Now we are going to, I'm just going to zoom in on here because we don't need the side anymore. All right. We have 2.71 and 2.71. Whoops. So that's the piece we're going to use to figure out our circle. So when I sketch now, I'm going to sketch on my front plane, but not necessarily my front plane, the front of this piece. So I'm going to sketch right there. All right, so we're doing this red circle, just so you know. Now when I sketch on it, I just start off by sketching a circle. You could put it anywhere, it doesn't matter. I'm putting the circle down, and the diameter is 3, so I just type in 3. Now you may say, wait, that's nowhere near where I need to be. But we're going to dimension it that way. So you're going to click up to Sketch Dimensions. You are going to hit the center of the circle and the one side. When I come down here, I type in 2.71, enter. And it shifts over my circle. Now I'm going to hit the center of the circle and the bottom, drag this over here and hit 2.71 again, enter, and now my circle is in the exact spot I need it to be in. I hit Finish Sketch. The last thing we want to do is, as you see here, is we're going to cut this circle out. So in order to do that, we're going to do Extrude. We click on the circle, all right, and we know that this dimension is 6 inches deep. So if I just type in the number 6 here, whoops. Now when you highlight this, you got to make sure just to do the circle. But if I hit in 6, it goes out. I don't want it to go out. I want it to come in and cut. So I'm going to hit -6. You just do the opposite. And how do you know it's negative? You'll see this red highlight. So if I click enter, just to make sure I went all the way through, I take a little peek. And there we go. You got your figure. I hit drag my figure right under my name. I'm going to screenshot it. All right. I'm going to upload it to Canvas, and now I'm good. Just make sure you go File, Save, and End. And saved. Do not use the hole. We're not using hole. We're using just a simple circle and extrude. Now, I'm going to show you a second way to do this. So say I want to start over. I'm going to just start with a brand new one right here. I'm going to save this one as the same thing, 1.2.3, Multiview, Valentino, and I'm going to call it B. You only have to make one of these. You don't have to make two, but this is just a second way to make it. So say you want to make it by drawing this front figure and then just extruding that figure back 6 inches. Now, can we do that? Of course we can. So I'm going to show you how. So we really only need these two things here to help draw this figure. Let me slide that over. So we're not going to be using this one anymore. Boom, you're gone. All right, so I'm going to sketch. Now, since this is our front view, we click on the front, and we want to draw this identical to how it is. So I go over to Sketch from the front, and now I can just go with my line. Now, first thing I do is I start at the origin. It says go up to, over to, up to, over to. So you're making like steps. So at 90-degree angles, I'm going to go up to, enter. Now I'm a little zoom out. Slide this over just to help. I'm going to click here, start here, and go over to the right 2. All right, then we said up another 2. Just making sure I'm at 90. And then I'm going to the right 2. All right. Last one, we're going to go up 2 more. Whoop. If you miss it, just hit escape. You want to make sure you click on the points. 2. All right, so we went 2, 2, and then we're going to go this piece left here, which is 4. So I click on here. I'm going to go over 90 degrees and 4. All right, now I should go down. The distance down should hypothetically be 6. I could check it. It's at 6. And it is indeed 6. And then my last distance between these two should be 10. If they don't, if it's not, it won't match up. Oh, sorry. It should be 8. Oh. Now, this is a good thing I did this. I messed up my math, and I should have did 10 minus 2 minus 2 is 10 minus 4, which is 6. I only put 4 here. But what I could do is I could double click on this and go back in and change it to 6. And what that will do is I don't have to redo everything. It will just change my whole feature. All right, so just hitting that number, I noticed I messed up when I did my 10. So that's how that works. All right. I'm just moving these out here so you can see the dimensions that I used. All right, so that's that. All good. And the bottom, like I said before, is 10. Then I could do another thing here. Say I want to draw the circle in right away. Circle gets drawn the same way. We draw the circle. We give it 3. We're going to dimension the circle. We said 2.75 or 2.71, and then another 2.71. All right, I'm just going to move the 6 out there. I just don't like my overlapping dimensions. You really should never have them overlapping. All right, so now my circle's good, and I hit Finish Sketch. Now, if I hit the home button, I have my figure. And now the key here is this right here says it is a 6-inch depth. So what you can just do is I can extrude, and I'm just going to extrude this part. And I'm just going to extrude it 6. And when I do that, I hit enter. There's my final figure. Because I extruded everything but the circle. So I was able to do one extrusion in one step. There was no cut necessarily. I copy it, paste it, or screenshot it, and I'm finished with the exercise. So this was 2.3, building a figure from a multi-view drawing, and it was shown in 2 different ways. All right, so I'll see you on the next one in case you need help, and good luck making your figure.